Welcome to this Yin Yoga routine for hips and glutes. In this 23-minute practice, we'll do Yin Yoga for the hips and glutes. So you'll be holding the stretches for between 2 to 4 minutes. This will help you to get a deep stretch for the hips and glutes, release tightness, and increase flexibility. Let's begin our first yin stretch for the hips, child's pose. To get a deep stretch into the hips, bring your knees as wide apart as you comfortably can on the mat. Bring your forehead to the mat. Hands can support your forehead or they can rest next to your feet with your palms facing up. We'll be here for 4 minutes. As you settle into the pose, release your jaw and relax your facial muscles. Maintain a little activity in your body, maybe pressing your shins gently into the mat beneath you. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Each inhale is dislodging tension from your hips and glutes, and each exhale is carrying it out of your body. It will be difficult, but try to maintain this awareness of your breath in your body as we move through this Yin Yoga practice. You're probably starting to feel that deep stretch in your hips. Send your breath into whichever area is asking for it the most. It's time to slowly come out of child's pose. When you're ready, bring your fingers to the mat and use an inhale to lift yourself back up into a seat. Sit whatever way feels best for you. Rest your hands on your thighs. Pause here, just feeling whatever you feel. The next Yin Yoga pose of this practice is Sleeping Swan Pose. To come into the pose, bring your right shin onto the mat in front of you. The placement of your right foot isn't important here. What is important is that you maintain some activity in both feet. Don't let them flop here. Resist the urge to sit over on your left hip. Keep both hips square to the front of your mat. If you feel your hips are tilted, you can place a cushion or yoga block underneath your left glute. Come down to rest on your forearms if that feels good for you. Head, if needed, can be supported with your hands underneath your forehead, either flat or in fists. We'll be here in this pose for 3 minutes in total. Feeling Sleeping Swan Pose in the hips and glutes. Find your breath again and keep sending it in wherever it's needed the most. Maintain a little activity in your feet. You might experiment by pressing your legs gently into the mat to further stretch your glutes and hips. It's time to release Swan Pose. Reverse back onto your fingertips. Curl your back toes onto your mat and step your front leg back into downward facing dog. Pushing yourself away from your hands, pointing your tailbone towards the ceiling. You can keep a bend in your knees here. And maybe take a few seconds to paddle the feet, release tension from your hips and glutes. Preparing for Sleeping Swan Pose on the left side now. Bring your left shin onto the mat in front of you. Flex your left foot to activate it and press all parts of your legs that are touching the mat further into it. Don't collapse into your right hip this time. If needed, you can place that yoga block or cushion under your right hip. Come down again to your forearms and let this swan pose stretch open up tight hips and glutes on this side. It's time to slowly come out of Sleeping Swan Pose. This time, come to sit on your bum with your legs in front of you. Lean far back onto your hands, releasing the hips and glutes now by slowly dropping the knees from side to side. When you're ready, you can come down to lie on your back. Bring your knees to your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, and give yourself a hug here. A nice way to further release tension from your glutes. We'll make our way into our last Yin Yoga pose for this practice, which is a reclined twist. So keep your knees up towards your chest, stretch your arms out wide, left to right. Have your palms facing down and gently press your palms into the floor. Peel your tailbone off of the mat and slowly drop both knees down to the right side. You can experiment with the placement of your knees here. They can come higher or lower. If you want a deeper stretch, you can look over towards the left, but only if that feels good for your neck and your back. To go deeper here, you could place your right hand onto your top leg and maybe even straighten that leg so your left foot is all the way over at the right side of your mat now. Holding here for 2 minutes in total. Really stretching out that left glute. It's time to slowly release the pose, so bring both knees back to center. Give yourself a quick hug. Arms can come out wide again, palms faced down. Peel your tailbone off the mat and this time drop both knees down to the left side, finding whichever position for your knees works best for you. You can look to the right here if that feels comfortable, and maybe bring your left hand onto your right thigh this time. Maybe stretch that right leg straight to open up your right glute. Whenever you're ready, you can lift both knees back to center. Give yourself one final hug. And it might feel nice just to release the hamstrings here so you can hug only your right knee towards you. Perhaps rotating your ankle, stretching out your right foot and toes. And we'll switch to the left leg, rotating your left ankle. Now you can make your way back up into a seat on your mat, finding whatever way is most comfortable to sit. Close your eyes, lengthen your spine. Take a big breath in and out. When you're ready, you can open your eyes again. And thank you for joining me for this practice. If you enjoyed this Yin Yoga routine for the hips and glutes, make sure to give this video a thumbs up so more people can find it. Subscribe to my channel so we can practice again in the future. And make sure to check out my other Yin Yoga videos for similar practices like this. Or you can check out my playlist of videos for the hips and glutes.